Justine, and thanks to you all for joining tonight. So I wanted to first introduce myself, Tony Lynham from the Wildlife Conservation Society, and I'm also part of the SMART Partnership, and my colleagues with me here tonight, Monica Harris from the SMART Partnership. Monica. And we have Odno and Nara from the WCS Mongolia program, and they are going to be speaking tonight. And tonight we're going to be talking about how we collect data with SMART. So in the first session, we learned about SMART and some of the features of SMART that makes it a useful tool for use with monitoring law enforcement and working with community monitors. And in the second session last week, we had a great presentation from Michael Hutte, who showed us how to get started with SMART. What are the things that we need to have in place? So this third session is about data collection. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by having a presentation about how data collection works with SMART. And then I'm going to do a demonstration of SMART Mobile, which is the application that allows us to collect data using handheld devices and upload that data into the SMART database. And I'm going to do a little demonstration that comes from a webinar that we created in the SMART Partnership. So you're going to learn about how data is collected with the demonstration. And after that, we're going to have a presentation from our Mongolia program, how they're using SMART to collect data in the field. And we're going to learn about how SMART is being used in the Gobi region by the anti-poaching units. And after that, we're going to open up for questions. So that's the format for this evening. And if you're happy, we'll start the presentation. So is everyone ready to start? We've got about 20 participants tonight, which is a great participation from you all. Yeah, so I'm going to start by talking about how we collect data using the SMART tools. And this is a really important thing for us to learn when we're first starting to use SMART. How do we actually go and collect data? We can be collecting data for different purposes. And so today we're going to learn about several types of data collection and how the SMART tools allow that to happen. So I'm going to talk, firstly, just to recap about SMART. What is SMART? So SMART is an approach that involves using software, using tools, technology tools, rigorous standards, and capacity building and support. And the goal of SMART is really to improve the way that we monitor and protect our important conservation areas. And it's all about empowering practitioners, the people who are out there in the field doing the conservation, to help provide technology and services and to build skills so that you can make better use of your existing resources. So I want to show this slide again because it's very important. The role of SMART in adaptive management. So SMART works, first of all, by being a repository where data is stored, but even before that, it's a tool for collecting the data. And that's what we're going to focus on in tonight's presentation. And just to show you again, this map showing the places where SMART has been implemented around the world. And you can see there are actually quite a few sites in the range of the snow leopard where SMART is now being used. And today we're going to have a presentation from one of those sites, which is right in the top right corner of the map here, the Gobi region of Mongolia. Yeah, so I'm going to start my presentation by talking about SMART Mobile. And this is an application that allows us to turn tablets or smartphones into data collecting devices. If you're interested in using Smart Mobile, you can download the application at the link here, smartconservationtools.org/smartmobile. And if you have joined us for the first session, you would have registered already as a smart user. And once you've registered as a smart user, you can download the Smart Mobile app for free, along with the other smart software. Right, so when we're deciding how to collect data, we want to choose the right device. And so this slide is intended to show you what kind of devices that you might consider. First of all, you need an Android device. Just go back to that first picture there. So Smart Mobile works on Android devices only at this point in time. In the future, it'll be available for iOS, so for smartphones, but currently it's only available for Android. The kind of device that you want is obviously a device that will stand up to extremes of weather. And in the range of the snow leopard, the places where you all are working, it can get very cold. It can get very, very tough for pieces of equipment. So you want a device that is shockproof, is weatherproof, and ideally a device that is IP67 or IP68 rated is what you want, a rugged device. You need a device that has a sufficient battery life, that you can use it for 1, 2, 3 or more days in the field between charges. And you want a device that has a good screen that is readable in the outdoors. So here's some examples of devices that many smart users around the world are currently using. And I'm not promoting any particular device, but this is one example of a smartphone. It's called the Blackview. And these Blackview devices, they're made in China, and they are a very high quality device that are reasonably priced. So on the right-hand side are the devices that people are using in Africa a lot, the Blackview BV9500. And these devices go for 6 or 7 days without a charge. They cost around $220 to $250. And on the left-hand side are some cheaper versions of Blackviews, which are also very good, but they're fairly reasonably priced at around $100, $130. So you want to invest in devices that are going to give you good return for the money that you put in, good devices that are not too expensive. Now I want to talk to you about the features of Smart Mobile that make it a really useful tool for collecting data. So the interface of Smart Mobile is really easy to use. It's very modern. It's possible to use icons. There are around 600 customized icons that are available for use with identifying categories and attributes of data. It's possible to use Smart Mobile with multiple languages. There are light and dark modes. There's a navigation function, so you can use your base map in Smart with the smartphone, so you can use the device as a navigation device as well as a data recording device. There's advanced mapping and navigation features, and you can even use Smart to go to observations that you might have recorded. So it's like a mini GPS. It's possible to record multiple leg patrols where you might change your transport type. So you might be on a motorcycle, then you get off and you walk on foot. You can record that change in transport type easily in Smart. It's possible to record complex observations or single observations, and it's possible to customize the way the Smart Mobile app looks so that it meets your needs. It's also possible to record incidental observations. So for example, if you're out there doing a survey for snow leopard prey and you see signs of poaching, you see a snare or you see some signs of an illegal cap, you can switch between recording that survey data and recording the independent incidents of poaching simply by toggling through Smart Mobile. So this is what the interface looks like. It's a very easy to read and easy to view interface. It's available in color, and like I said, it's available in multiple languages, and it's fully customizable. So what we're seeing here is the user interface that's been customized using a particular configurable model. And we talked about data models in Smart. One of the first things that you will decide to do when setting up Smart is what the data model will look like. So what categories of data and what attributes of data you want to collect. That's all defined in the data model in Smart. And once you've set that up, then it's possible to export the data model to your device. And we're going to see how that works a little bit later on when I do my demonstration. So Smart Mobile, it's possible to export your base map to the device so that you can see the map and where you are in relation to observations that you might have created. It's possible to also navigate to observations by using the go-to function. So it's like a little mini GPS. It's possible to change the patrol characteristics. So for example, if you, like I said, if you're moving from being on a motorcycle to going on foot and moving back to motorcycle or to a vehicle, you can easily record that by pressing the change of patrol button. This is how you record multiple observations. So for example, maybe you come across a poacher's camp with some wildlife, a carcass of some animal, and maybe some weapons. You can record all of these observations simultaneously in the same operation, and you can save these multiple observations together at the end once you've collected all of those observations. So it's very easy to use. Another thing is that Smart Mobile can be interfaced with what we call Smart Connect, so that you can be sending your observations and information on where the patrol is going directly to the database across a 3G or 4G network. So if you have connectivity at the site, then you can also be uploading data in real time. So I want to talk a little briefly about another application called Smart Collect. And Smart Collect is available now through the Google Play Store. It's actually a beta program, and it's going through its final phases of testing right now. But Smart Collect is really pretty cool because it's designed not for patrolling like Smart Mobile is, but for the collection of data by communities and community projects. It works by allowing data collectors to download configured data models, and then the data collector can be a person who may not be a scientist, may not be a law enforcement officer, it may be a herder, or it may be a volunteer. You can train those people to collect the data, and they can be collecting observations of wildlife or illegal activity, or they can even be collecting survey data using Smart Collect. So this is something that some of you may be very interested in doing. Those of you who work with communities, if you're interested in knowing more, we can show you how this works. And like I said, it's available from the Google Play Store. So Smart Collect works in a slightly different way to Smart Mobile. So Smart Mobile is primarily a tool for collecting data inside the conservation area, inside the park. So for example, ranger patrols, they're off inside the park, walking around, collecting information. They are recording threats, they're recording their patrol movements, and they're recording wildlife. So groups such as anti-poaching units, patrol units, inspectors, they would be using Smart Mobile inside the protected area. But Smart Collect can be used outside the protected area. So it's not tied to patrols or surveys. It can be used by members of the community that live around the borders of a park. So they can be collecting opportunistic information on wildlife outside of the park. So really, you can employ all of the stakeholders in a protected area for collecting data using the smart tools, either by using Smart Mobile or by using Smart Collect. All right, so just to remind everybody that Smart is made available through the support of many, many organizations who have helped to fund the research and development that's gone into Smart, and the Smart partnership is providing these tools for free to anybody who wants to use them. You don't have to pay a registration or a license fee. You don't have to pay to use Smart. It's all free. And you can go to the smartconservationtools.org website and you can register as a user, and you can become a part of the Smart Forum, and you can have access to all the software and all the training materials that we have there for free.